If a stranger you and your friends pranked decided to prank you back, but with real deadly consequences, what would you do? I'm gonna break down the mistakes made by the teenage pranksters, what you should do, and how to beat the psycho pranker in Don't Hang Up. I just want to say thank you for all the 1 million subscribers and to all the people who applied to help me out. It's honestly hard to believe. It's gonna take me a bit to look through all the applications because so many of you emailed me. Hopefully I can get back to you guys soon. Alright, back to the movie. Mr. Lee is the type of person in life you do not want to cross. Cold, calculated, intelligent, a man of discipline and patience. These teenagers are about to find themselves cornered like rats. Let's see if there's a way out. At 3:23 in the middle of the night, Mrs. Colbine gets an anonymous call. The man on the line tells her it's the police. He asks if anyone else is in the house, if she's alone. She tells him her husband is out of town and her daughter is in her bedroom. The man tells her that they have her house surrounded, not to turn the lights on, not to approach any windows, and not to leave her room under any circumstance or she'll be putting her daughter in danger. Mrs. Colbine's confused. The man tells her there's a suspect, potentially two, inside her house. She loses it and tries to run for her daughter's room. The man yells at her to stay in her room, barricade her door, and no matter what, don't hang up. She pushes a dresser in front of her door with tears in her eyes. In the background of the police's line, she hears another man report that her daughter was gunned down after being held hostage by the suspect. Mrs. Colbine loses it. She tries to push the dresser back out of the way so she can get to her dying daughter. The policeman yells at her to stay put because the second suspect is coming her way. She falls to the ground in a panic, dropping her phone right as the policeman says that he's sorry to inform her she's been pranked. The pranksters Brady, Sam, Mosley, and Roy celebrate the brutal nightmare they subjected Mrs. Colbine to, and then post the prank video on YouTube. My god, that was one demented prank, if you could even call it that. It was an unfair situation, but Mrs. Colbine could have handled it better. Why was she answering anonymous calls in the middle of the night in the first place? Must be a mom thing. I have everyone not in my contacts auto-blocked. If someone in my family crashed into a ditch at night and had to use someone else's phone to call for help, or they thought someone was stalking them, they'll have to call my brother or sister instead. It might sound awful, but if they really were in danger, they should be calling 911, who will then call me if necessary. And I'd say that's worth it to not get spam called every day. The police usually would not call your home or cell phone like that, but given that they think two murderous suspects are inside her home, I can see how they try to contact her discreetly. While it was obvious from the nature of the call that it wasn't a simple scammer, it's still suspicious. Mrs. Colbine should have requested his name and agency, then called their number on Google and asked to be patched back through to him. Without knowing for sure who she's speaking to, she should not have given out personal information such as her husband being out of town. Even though the policeman told her not to look out of her window, she should have at least peeked outside through the curtains. If a police sniper was set up, they wouldn't dome the first head that popped up in the window, especially from her bedroom when the perps were supposedly on the first floor. I can't believe that she wasn't at least somewhat skeptical of there being no red and blue flashing lights beaming through her curtains. Police lights are insanely bright, especially at night. It was far too quiet and dark for her house to be surrounded by the police. If Mrs. Colbine had done either of these things, she would have immediately realized that this was someone running a sick joke on her. The pranksters posting the video of this online with their faces and names attached to it are asking for a lawsuit or criminal charges. And that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, well, that's what this movie's about. You want to know what else is a worst case scenario? The Dark Lord invading Teleria. Use my links below to download Raid on your mobile phone or PC. Assemble your champions and defeat them by taking on the raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, PvP arena matches, and if you're ready, the Doom Tower. The Doom Tower is basically a giant prison full of evil champions locked away by the Arbiter that's now crumbling. It's up to you to beat down all the monstrosities within before they can escape and reap carnage on the world. To stand a chance, you're gonna need an army of champions. Which champions you enlist will decide your fate. Choose wrong and a boss may be near invulnerable. You're gonna lose good champions in there, but the only way to defeat the Doom Tower is to experiment and adapt. This month, Raid's got special events every single day and a bunch of cool new champions, but the big update is the Guardian Ring, which gives you new ways to use your champions, including a whole faction Guardian system, a new way to get legendary champions you missed out on, and a new way to upgrade your favorite champions. To get a head start in Raid, hit the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get an epic hero Chinoru, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy HP refill and 1 ancient shard you can use to summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. Rewards will be available only for the next 30 days and only for new players. Sam's home alone for the weekend, pouting over his girl Peyton after she put the relationship under discussion. His friend Brady comes over to cheer him up by pranking more strangers with harmless stories like their loved ones were in tragic car accidents, their wives are cheating on them, and their relatives are getting terminal cancer. All their victims are understandably infuriated, but one stands out. In a strangely calm manner, he threatens to come over and wipe their smug smiles off their faces for the sick games they played on people. Sam and Brady brush it off and continue pranking a pizza delivery boy. Their home phone rings again. It's the same strangely calm man that threatened them earlier. He accuses Brady of manipulating other people because he has mommy and daddy issues, then asks why they think he's chosen them specifically before warning them that their night is about to get very exciting. Brady nervously hangs up. The man calls them 5 more times that night. On the 5th call, Brady tells him to give it up and asks how he even got their number. The man responds by saying that he has a lot more than their phone numbers. He knows their names, addresses, the flag Brady's parents put up in front of their house, that right now Brady is at Sam's house, and he knows that hours ago they pranked their neighbor Larry. When Sam and Brady demand to know who he is, he says that they'll find out soon enough when they're face to face. But for now, they can call him Mr. Lee, and that tonight they will get all the attention that they deserve. They should have known that sooner or later they were going to mess with the wrong person at the wrong time, or cause damage to someone's life that they will seek retribution for, which is why they should have never posted videos with their demented pranks on their YouTube channel with their names and faces plastered all over it. Maybe someone's wife just died, and not 2 days later they prank called them about their wife dying and posted online to make fun of her views. That's asking to get John Wicked. But now, the damage is already done. Up until Mr. Lee revealed intimate knowledge of their lives, he could have been written off as a random nutcase they prank called earlier. Even him knowing their address could be passed off as a clever 4chan nerd using various details found online in Google Street View. Don't get me wrong, it would still be alarming, but the most concerning detail is that he knew Brady was hanging out with Sam, which makes his threats of him attacking them tonight credible. That and how psychopathically calm he is. I'd be less scared if he sounded angry. It's fairly obvious that he wants to play a real prank that ends with real consequences as a way to show them that there are consequences. They need to call the police and their friends immediately, arm themselves with whatever weapons they have available, and make sure all the doors are locked. If Mr. Lee calls again, they should not answer it under any circumstances. He wants to toy with them like they toyed with strangers. If they refuse to readily participate in his games, it won't stop him, but it will draw him out a bit more. From now on, they should watch their backs, stay together, and alter their habits. They don't know who this guy is or what he looks like. He has the element of surprise and can attack them at any time. Whoever this is, they have been in close proximity. Mr. Lee might still be watching. I think Brady and Sam should watch the roads to see if anyone is outside staking them out. Mr. Lee hinted that he was going to attack them or try to prank them tonight. They should disrupt his plans by hopping in a car and dipping out. Moments later, someone bangs on the front door. Sam and Brady both grab some bats and open it, ready to swing on Mr. Lee if he's there. It's Sam's ex-girlfriend, Peyton, delivering them a pizza they never ordered. Peyton thinks Sam ordered it just so he could talk with her. Sam and Brady let their guard down, now thinking it was all nothing. Brady starts snacking on the pizza while Sam takes Peyton up to his room to talk. It doesn't go too well. After she leaves, Mr. Lee calls again. Brady picks up. Mr. Lee comments on how lovely Peyton is, how he gets why Sam likes her, and that it's a shame she left so upset. He rhetorically asks if there's trouble in paradise, which is what Brady asked Sam when he showed up earlier. When Brady goes to hang up, Mr. Lee stops him, telling them that if he hangs up, he should be prepared to reap the consequences, whatever that means. Brady hangs up anyways. Someone banging on the door was suspiciously on cue. They should have tried to see who it was from another window or ask who it is to hear their voice before opening up. Even though it was Peyton delivering the pizza, they should at least be a little skeptical about who ordered it, why they did, and what's in the pizza. If anything, this should have raised their guard up. It should be obvious that Mr. Lee isn't even remotely done with them. He's kicking this self-proclaimed special night off by imitating the prank they pulled on Larry earlier. Brady should not have answered the phone. He should have immediately called 911 and reported that a stalker was following them. Mr. Lee hasn't been shown to be violent yet, so all they can do is report it, ignore his attempts to contact them, as you should do with any stalker, and watch their backs. Mr. Lee might have known about Sam and Peyton's relationship from their obnoxiously public Facebook relationship status changes and comments. What's eerie is how he used the same phrase Brady did to describe it hours ago. Trouble in paradise. Coincidence? Maybe. Or Mr. Lee has bugged their homes or hacked their phones. He has shown to be quite a determined stalker. Until Mr. Lee proves this isn't a reverse prank, all they can really be expected to do is report their stalker to the police, ignore him, and stay on guard. Brady thinks it's just a 400-pound fat nerd, and Sam is too preoccupied with his lady troubles to be concerned. Then Brady gets a text from Mr. Lee on his cell phone saying the next time he calls, they'd better answer, and they should not test him. Now they're thinking it's their friend Mosley, the pizza boy they pranked earlier, who called in sick right afterwards, according to Peyton. A couple seconds later, they get an image text from Izzy, the same name of the girl that randomly friend requested Sam earlier. The text on it reads, "Not Mosley." Guess again. It's hard to make out what's in the picture. Izzy sends 2 more follow-up shots. It looks like 2 people tied up with plastic wraps surrounding them. Sam and Brady both agree that this is beyond Mosley, and whoever this Mr. Lee guy is, he's out for blood. The situation just got real. The picture Mr. Lee sent showed the couple in a well-prepped execution room. The plastic wrapping means this guy's done his research, isn't looking to get caught, and is intent on playing the role of Dexter, minus the moral code. The only way Mr. Lee could know that they said they thought it was Mosley pranking them was if he had bugged their home with spy cameras and hacked their devices. This is not a threat they can ignore. They need to watch what they say and do, act as if they are being constantly watched, and figure out a way to communicate without exposing their plans, maybe by exchanging paper notes. It's becoming clear that Mr. Lee has set up a lethal game where he can toy with them while their friends and loved ones are in life or death situations as a way to teach them about consequences. This isn't going to be a fair game, and compliance will not be rewarded. Their calls to the police or friends could be intercepted or blocked, or Mr. Lee could simply tell them that he will kill his victim if they go for help. Sam and Brady need to unshackle themselves from all forms of communication with Mr. Lee before he reveals what the specific consequences are. If Mr. Lee wanted to kill them or their friends, he would have done it already. He's keeping them alive until he's made Sam and Brady suffer sufficiently. Mr. Lee killing their friend because they turned everything off when he didn't make it clear that their friend would die if they turned everything off doesn't make sense and isn't teaching them a lesson. I mean, it's obvious that's what the consequence is, but it rugs the satisfaction Mr. Lee is after. It's like 1v1ing someone in a video game, getting an extremely lucky first kill, teabagging them while telling them they're a garbage noob, then quitting before they can respawn because you know they're gonna destroy you the rest of the game. This cheap move robs them before they can realize their unrealized satisfaction. And as everyone knows, paper gains don't count. This is certified to give you those sweet victory tingles and infuriate your opponent, which also contributes to the tingles, which, now that I think about it, might not be a good thing if they're a Dexter-level serial killer. It does buy them time and gets them outside of his control though. Mr. Lee will be forced to improvise in order to ensnare Sam and Brady again, which might cause him to make mistakes. If Mr. Lee kills his victims due to this, well, he was probably gonna kill them anyways. This way, you're out of his puppet box and can retaliate more effectively. If Sam and Brady turned their phones off, drove to the police station, and told them exactly what was going on, Mr. Lee is going to be in some trouble. Most likely, the victim in the picture Mr. Lee sent is one of their friends or family members. Once the police realize this, a manhunt will be issued and an investigation opened. The anonymous Mr. Lee is too emotionally invested in this. He has to be a victim or related to a victim of one of their sick pranks which ended badly. That'd be the first place I would start if I was a detective. The phone rings again. Sam answers. Mr. Lee outright tells him this situation is definitely beyond the doing of Mosley. He sends them another pop shot of the people who are tied up. This one is much clearer. It's Brady's parents. Mr. Lee says that if Brady wants his parents to live, he needs to stay on the line and do exactly as he says. Sam hangs up and tells Brady that he recognized the clock and chairs from Brady's house. He immediately dials 911 to send a cop over there. Mr. Lee picks up instead. Sam naively tries Brady's phone. Mr. Lee picks up again. Sam tells Brady that they should try their neighbor's phone, but are stopped in their tracks when Mr. Lee sends them another picture. In this one, his mom has a knife to her throat with a message saying that if they leave the house, he will kill both of Brady's parents. See what I mean about turning everything off and leaving as a way to disrupt his little game? Sam and Brady hung up on Mr. Lee countless times until he finally gave them a direct, specific threat in order to firmly control them in his game. Until then, his boundaries and threats were never enforced because his victims hadn't gotten the message yet. Now it's too late to run. Sam should, while keeping his mouth shut about it, discreetly factory reset his device. This should remove whatever spyware remote control hack he has on it. Sam can't call the police without endangering Brady's parents. Mr. Lee could still be listening with other bugs in their house or from Brady's hacked phone. He should dial 911, put it on speaker with the volume off, and set it down. Without sounding too obvious, make comments out loud about what's going on, why this stalker tied up and is threatening to kill Brady's parents because of their pranks. Anything to give the police details. Some phones can't fully mute in speaker mode, and dispatch responding would expose this plan. If that's the case with Sam's, he could try texting his parents and having them send a cop to Brady's house. I say parents because his friends Mosley and Roy are equal offenders, and likely caught up in this too. Mosley calling in sick, as Peyton said, is one indicator of this. Sam's computer turns on with a video feed of their friend Roy tied up. Mr. Lee tells them that since they like manipulating people so much, he's going to give them the ultimate power. They get to choose who lives and dies. Sam and Brady watch helplessly as Mr. Lee slips a plastic bag over Roy's head and leaves him to suffocate. They beg him to stop killing Roy. Mr. Lee tells them that it was a recording from yesterday, a warm-up for tonight's main event. The TV channel changes to Brady's parents and all the lights in the house shut off. Mr. Lee sends them another Snapchat. This one's of Mosley tied up and gagged with the words, "Help me." A light over the stairway and at the back door turn on with banging noises at both, seemingly indicating that Mosley could be at either one. Brady's too shocked to move, so Sam chooses to check upstairs first by himself. If this is some sort of Jeopardy game with Mosley behind door number 1 or 2, Sam should check the back door first. This sounds like a timed event, which means there's no way Mr. Lee silently climbed upstairs and planted Mosley with him writhing and mumble yelling through his gag. It makes way more sense that Mr. Lee would have just dropped him off at the back door. Before Sam rushes over to open it, he needs to think about why Mr. Lee would drop Mosley off. Sam needs to remember that he's a mouse in a maze that Mr. Lee is reshaping in order to make him suffer, and the exit to the maze, should he be properly funneled, is catastrophic damage to his life, with Mr. Lee getting away scot-free. It's unlikely that he delivered Mosley in a neat little package, like he was ding-dong ditching a baby he didn't want on some lovely family's front porch. It would be wise to assume it's a trap of some sort and approach the situation unconventionally, preferably by going out from the front door and circling around to the rear. This does violate Mr. Lee's rule of not leaving the house, but I don't think it matters. Here's why. Mr. Lee holding a knife to Brady's mom at his house, then somehow driving to Sam's house and planting Mosley at the back door while monitoring Sam and Brady's every move, all within mere minutes, is impossible. This means one of two things. It might not be Mosley behind either door. It could be a type of trap. I don't think this is the case though. Why show Mosley tied up first as a taunt? It's also already clear that Mr. Lee isn't as interested in hurting them as he is making them watch others get hurt. If it is Mosley, then Brady's parents must be a recording like Roy's death. It also means that Mr. Lee has to be hovering around their home in a panel van that could be dressed up as a flower van, Geek Squad, or plain white if he's uninspired. I say panel van because it's the best vehicle type for abducting and transporting victims. There's no windows in the back for people to peer into or for the victim to break and escape through, and there's no way for the victim to attack the driver. See my Ready or Not video for why this is a good idea. As for Mr. Lee, he should not have told them that Roy's death was a recording, which unproductively incepted the idea that the rest of his act was pre-recorded as well. He also should have spaced out his actions so that it was believable that he could be at Brady's house with a knife to his mom's throat 1 minute, then dropping Mosley off a bit later. While Sam is trying to find the source of the banging noise, which might be Mosley, Mr. Lee comes on the TV and offers Brady a deal: kill Sam in exchange for his parents' freedom. Sam eventually finds the source and opens the closet door. It's just a Roomba bouncing off the walls. He immediately runs for the back door, knowing he's already wasted precious seconds. When he opens it, Mosley falls forward into him with a wire around his neck and a plastic bag over his head. Sam struggles to get the plastic bag off and detach the line, but it's too late. The wire around his neck slit his throat arteries when he fell forward. Sam and Brady are completely devastated and demoralized. Mosley being dropped off confirms our suspicion that Brady's parents are a recording as well, and they're likely already dead. If Sam chose the back door first, circled around, and approached it from the rear, he would have been able to slip the plastic bag off before Mosley suffocated, and detach the wire without him falling forward and slicing his neck open. He also would have seen the suspicious panel van that Mr. Lee was using. He might still be inside. Since Mr. Lee could drive off if he ran over to it, Sam should go back inside, get in the car in the garage, then drive out to run the van down with Brady. If he's not in the van, he might be in their home waiting for them. Where else would he have gone? Then it's a matter of contacting the police and getting an investigation underway. While Sam is washing the blood off his hands, Brady tries to secretly answer the phone. Sam gets mad and questions him about what Mr. Lee told him. Brady admits that Mr. Lee gave him the choice to decide if they get to live, or his parents. The TV turns on again, showing a video of Peyton getting captured. Sam looks out the window and sees her pizza car and the white panel van next to it, but Peyton isn't out there. Must be pre-recorded. Brady walks out the front door to leave and get help, choosing their lives over Peyton and his parents, if they're even still alive. Sam tries to stop him, refusing to believe that that's their only option, and not willing to forfeit Peyton's life. This causes a fight between them, ending with Brady getting knocked unconscious. Mr. Lee shows Sam live footage of Peyton held prisoner. He promises to let Peyton and Brady's parents go if he kills Brady. If he or Brady walks out the door, Peyton and Brady's parents will die. Brady could have discreetly passed a note to Sam about how Mr. Lee wanted him to kill Sam in exchange for his parents' lives, and instruct Sam to play dead after he fake kills him. This way, his parents may be released and Sam doesn't have to die. This is tricky to pull off. Mr. Lee may request forms of verification that Sam is actually dead, and it's unlikely that Brady's parents will be released anyways, if they're still alive. I don't like this option. Brady's parents are most likely already dead, and Brady already decided that he'd rather save themselves and Peyton. I think they should roll on the panel van outside. That's probably where Peyton is being held. How else could Mr. Lee have abducted her during her pizza delivery and transported her elsewhere if he didn't drive off in his van? If she's still in the van, and the video of Mr. Lee talking to Sam with Peyton in the background is a live feed, which it seems so based on Mr. Lee's lip movements syncing with his speech fairly well, that means he's in the van right now too. Sam can't be obvious about attacking the van. It may be locked, and if Mr. Lee thinks Sam's trying to break in, he might threaten to kill Peyton until he goes back inside. The cameras are probably only on the inside of his home and looking at the front of his house. Sam should grab a weapon, leave his phone on the counter, head out to the back door, then lie in wait next to the van. When Mr. Lee gets out, then he can shank him from behind and save Peyton. Peyton really should have done a better job watching her back. Pizza delivery jobs rank 7th in the US Bureau of Labor Statistics list of most dangerous jobs, with assault and robbery accounting for roughly a quarter of all fatalities. It was a poorly lit street at night with a panel van parked next to her car. That's the kind of situation where you at least do a quick head check around you. Peyton was so oblivious and tunnel visioned it hurt. Sam ties Brady up to a stair post to keep him from leaving the house so Mr. Lee doesn't kill Peyton. The lights turn off again. Sam leaves Brady to go search the house. He doesn't see Mr. Lee watching from the room behind him. The TV turns back on with a little girl on it, the same little girl that sent him a friend request earlier. Sam rushes over to his laptop and checks her Facebook page. It's full of hidden camera pictures of them, dating back at least a year, and has a video of Brady getting it on with Peyton behind Sam's back. It's obvious what Mr. Lee is doing, and it's effective. Sam demands that Mr. Lee let him talk to Peyton to prove that she's still alive before he even considers killing Brady. Mr. Lee refuses. The video of Brady's parents is still playing on the TV. Sam notices the clock behind the plastic in it and makes out the hands as being around 8:30 p.m. His clock in the kitchen reads 10:18. He frees Brady and tells Mr. Lee that he knows the video of Brady's parents is a recording and that they won't kill each other. Mr. Lee tells them that they're right, it was just a prank, then puts on a clip showing Brady's slaughtered parents. The lights shut back off and they hear a noise at the back door. Believing that Peyton is probably dead too, they plan to save themselves and escape out the front door. When Sam steps outside, Brady locks the door and stays behind to face Mr. Lee since he has nothing left to lose. The realization that they were being stalked for over a year and they didn't even know it is frightening. It also narrows down the list of potential suspects dramatically. Mr. Lee had to have been someone they wronged starting from a year back at least. They just need to survive long enough to get that info to the police. Going out the front door is a good idea. Mr. Lee and Peyton are either in the van or still at their house. Checking the van first is the safest option. It's a shame Brady lost it mentally. Sam could use his bat to break the adjacent window to get back inside and help him. But if Mr. Lee has a pistol, which which he probably does, they're both dead. Brady has a death wish, so it's best for Sam to head to the van without him. He could go to a neighbor's house to have them call the cops, but this also wastes precious time and might give away his position if Mr. Lee is still in the van. I also want to point out that while it's smart that Mr. Lee used plastic wrap to contain evidence, he should not have left the front open, even after the kill. Kind of ruins the whole point. Sam sees Peyton's pizza delivery car still out front with a panel van next to it and rushes over to see if she's inside. Nobody's in the driver's seat, so he checks the back next. Suspiciously, it's unlocked. There's monitors and all kinds of spy gear inside. Sam hears some wheezing behind the plastic liner. He pulls it back and finds Peyton. She's still alive, loosely bound by some rope. Meanwhile, Brady heads to the back door with his knife. It's cracked open now. He steps over Mosley's body to open it and see if Mr. Lee's out there. When he gets out to the backyard, he sees Mosley on the swing set. Now realizing that Mr. Lee swapped positions with Mosley, he turns around to face off with him. Sam hears Brady yell in the backyard and tells Peyton to call the police and hide while he goes to help Brady. Sam should have been way more cautious when entering the van. If Mr. Lee is keeping victims in the back, he probably removed any way to exit it from the inside, which means he could sneak up, shut the door, and lock Sam inside. At minimum, he should have done a 360 scan to make sure Mr. Lee wasn't hiding in the bushes nearby like when Peyton was abducted. Having Peyton leave to go call the cops and hide is a good call. To be honest, Sam should probably do the same. The loud screams followed by dead silence is indicative that someone was either killed or knocked unconscious. If Brady won, all good. If Mr. Lee won, Sam going after him alone will probably result in the same fate. Brady might have just been injured, or Mr. Lee might be trying to ring him up. Since they're tight bros, going back for him is the only decision. However, if Sam can't find Brady and the situation smells like a trap, he needs to just leave. Brady's shattered mental state aside, 1v1ing Mr. Lee is a bad call. He's been planning this fight for an entire year and is most likely carrying a pistol. When Brady saw the back door cracked open with Mosley's body lying next to it, immediately he should have anticipated the possibility of Mr. Lee trying to play dead as Mosley. He at least should have given Mosley a little kick to the head. If it is Mosley's corpse, he won't mind. If it is Mr. Lee, he can sink the kitchen knife into his chest. Playing dead is a very risky tactic. It leaves you at the mercy of your enemies and gambles on them not being paranoid at all. It also wasn't necessary. Mr. Lee could have waited outside and had the same result. As for his van setup, he planned this night for over a year and did not have the forethought to put the spy gear in the cabin like police cars have, instead of in the back where his victims are being held and which he can't access while transporting them. You gotta get the logistics down for this kind of operation. By the time Sam gets to the backyard and sees Mosley, Brady is nowhere to be found. He creeps inside, grabbing a flashlight and whispering Brady's name. Nothing. He hears Peyton screaming out back and rushes over to see if she's okay. She was just screaming at the sight of Mosley's corpse on the swing set. When she sees Sam, she screams again, yelling for him to watch out behind him. Mr. Lee lunges at him with a knife, but Sam blocks it. They go to the ground and fight over the knife while Peyton uselessly watches from 4 feet away. Sam gets the upper hand and plunges the knife into Mr. Lee. When he pulls his mask off, he realizes it was actually Brady. His mouth was duct taped shut, and the knife was duct taped to his hands. While they're sobbing over Brady's corpse, the real Mr. Lee shows up. Sam cries out asking why he's doing this to them. Mr. Lee tells him that Mrs. Colbine was his wife. The night they pranked her with the home invasion story, she accidentally shot their daughter Izzy, who she thought was the intruder they said was in their home, after which she committed suicide. Mr. Lee shoots Peyton in the head and knocks Sam unconscious. When Sam got to the backyard and couldn't initially find Brady, he should have backed out. 2 notes on how he was searching the house. 1, if you're gonna use a flashlight, you strobe it to check things. Leaving it on is like casting a big sign that says, "Here I am." 2, whispering Brady's name. Do it once. If you hear nothing, take it as a bad sign. Repeatedly calling out his name is like pinging your location, speed, and direction of movement to your enemy. Peyton was an idiot for following Sam, especially since she's a pathetic coward. When what appeared to be Mr. Lee and Sam were fighting, she could have injected a field goal kick to his face at any time. She was like Oppum in Saving Private Ryan. Brady attacking Sam didn't make any sense. I get he was gagged, knife tied to his hands, and probably couldn't see that well through his mask. Still, he heard Sam and Peyton, he felt Sam's bat to the gut, he knew it was them. Brady should have made the universal no hand and head movements while mumbling as loudly as possible. He also could have tried to cut his own mask off with a knife. But it was probably too late for Brady at that point anyways. Mr. Lee was right behind him with a pistol. He probably threatened Brady to kill Sam or he was gonna catch a bullet in the back. It was also too late for Sam and Peyton to do anything. They were severely outgunned. Rewinding a year or so back to when Mrs. Colbine was being pranked, it was clear that she should have not been in possession of a firearm. The fourth rule of gun safety, had she taken a course or had any basic common sense, is to be sure of your target and what's behind it, especially when you have kids in the house. You don't just start blind firing through walls in the dark. I'm honestly surprised she landed a center mass hit with that poorly controlled snapshot. Unlucky for her, was a natural. When Sam wakes up, he finds Peyton shot in the head, holding a knife in one hand and a gun in the other. Sam is arrested by the police arriving at the scene. The news reports that Sam killed Peyton and Brady out of jealousy after seeing the bedroom tapes. They also blame him for murdering Mosley and Roy for thinking that they had a hand in making Brady's film. No explanation is given for the death of Brady's parents, though I suspect they blame that on Sam too for some outrageous reason. Mr. Lee begins targeting a new teen prankster with his blooming career as the Punisher, except instead of ridding the world of murderous thugs, he executes kids for prank calling people. I get that Sam was distraught, but he didn't handle his arrest very well. 8 out of 10 times he'd have been shot for feathering the pistol's trigger like that. While his ex-girlfriend, 3 best friends, and best friend's parents were all brutally murdered, he and his family are alive and well. Gotta look at the bright side. The other good news is that Mr. Lee's frame job will quickly fall apart since Mr. Lee, or should I say Mr. Colbine, gave himself up. The news is going to say whatever nonsense will get the clicks, but the actual police investigation will exonerate Sam. At first glance, sure, it looks like it might be a double homicide committed by a jealous ex-lover. Ask a few questions and holes start showing. It's pretty obvious that Brady's hidden camera was solely operated by himself. How on earth they thought Roy and Mosley were behind the camera or involved in its distribution is beyond me. Why would Sam murder Brady's parents because he betted his girl? Seems a bit excessive. Why was Roy suffocated in some other location? Why was Mosley's corpse dragged from the blood pool in the house and draped over their swing set with a slit neck that didn't match the pattern of the kitchen knife Sam was holding? Why did he stab Brady and shoot Peyton in the head, outside, and the back? Why did Peyton have rope burns on her wrist from being tied up? After Peyton had called the police when Sam freed her, Mr. Lee had maybe 10 minutes to kill them both and try to frame them. There's no way he managed to scrub their house of all his hacks and evidence. There also had to have been someone that saw his white panel van next to the abandoned pizza car after the gunshot went off in their neighborhood. Ultimately, none of these questions matter, because as soon as Sam points his finger at Mr. Colbine, he's done. Mr. Colbine has a clear motive and no strong alibi. Not to mention, Izzy's incriminating Facebook page full of stalker images is still active. In conclusion, if the teens kept their pranks anonymous, they might have avoided retaliation altogether. If Mrs. Colbine had been more keen on vetting phone scammers, simply looked out her window, or had taken a basic gun safety course, she wouldn't have accidentally popped her daughter with a flick shot, which means she wouldn't have had to commit suicide, and Mr. Colbine wouldn't have felt the need to brutally murder them all for it. With our help, I think this psycho pranker from Don't Hang Up was beaten. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're gonna torment people with demented pranks, do it anonymously.